Weekend, it was a very 90s vibed weekend. It's always kind of a 90s vibe with me anyway. Children have amazing taste in music. My daughter will be singing in the shower Pink Pony Club, and then she switches it over to Marigold. She's just all over the place. My son's the same way, like Alice in Chains and Radiohead, and anytime like a certain song comes on, I'm like, who sings this? I know, they're like, oh, that's the Smiths. You're right. So I'm teaching them all about different types of music, not just what's going on today. So they always love Nirvana, rightfully so. We watched MTV Unplugged, and I needed them to actually see because I don't think they really knew what they looked like. Monroe was like, Mama, that's what Nirvana looks like? Cash, this is the way I used to dress you when you were like in preschool. I would put you in beanies and t-shirts and flannel, chucks and jeans, and this was your vibe, and you had long hair like Kurt Cobain. He was like, really? I'm like, yeah. You were voted best dressed every year. So, Cash, I think you should grow your hair out like that. Also, Cash looks like a baby Leo DiCaprio. He does. Like his eyes, he looks like Leo from Romeo and Juliet, which will be our next movie that we're going to watch. So we all laid in bed Saturday night and watched MTV Unplugged. This weekend, it's going to be Alice in Chains by request of Monroe. And on Sunday, we had to fold so many clothes. Watch the first season of The Real World. Came out in May of 92. So I was 12, about to be 13. And I loved it. It was my favorite show. In fact, if I like got in trouble and I was going to be on restriction, they would say no TV and no phone. And so I would negotiate, okay, no TV, but I can watch The Real World and I could talk to my friend Kate, because that's really important. And that would work because my parents knew how much I loved The Real World. The kids were seeing this. Like, wait a minute, they didn't have cell phones? They all had to share one landline phone? I'm like, yeah, that was the deal. I had my own landline phone number in my room because my phone used to ring so much. And I still remember that phone number, by the way. What I noticed compared to 2025 is how much slower the pace was. And I really think it's important for all generations, especially like Gen Z and Gen Alpha are my kids, to watch it. I really do. They go through some major issues, like issues that we deal with today. But the way that they worked it out with each other is so amazing. Like cancel culture is so much like, I give nobody grace. I don't want to hear your side. You're just canceled. With The Real World, it showed how you had to talk it out and you had to hear the other side of the story. It really helped people understand one another because online you could say whatever you want and there's hardly ever any repercussions. But when you have to do it face to face, a lot of people would never do that because they just wouldn't. But here you had to work it out. They got to understand different beliefs and cultures and opinions, and they learned how to live with each other and understand that not everybody thinks the same and does the same and feels the same. Fashion. Oh my God, I got so inspired. Oh my God, I'm gonna get a fringe jacket. What you're seeing now, you're seeing what we were doing back then. It always comes back. I feel like the younger ones, y'all should watch it. Y'all should just spend a rainy day and watch the first season of The Real World and just kind of get a sense of how it was back then. Of course, nothing's ever perfect, no matter what generation or what year you're in. I think it's all about just understanding that not everybody is the same and we all have difference of opinions, but we can all get along, right? I really couldn't believe how into it my kids were. There was one scene where Andre, who was in a band, was showing like a video that he made, but it was on a VHS tape where you literally had to put this giant tape in a VCR and play it. And they're like, what is that? I'm like, that is a VCR. You had to be kind and rewind. Blockbuster Video. My husband and I still have our Blockbuster card because that's all we had when we first got together was Blockbuster, some love, and some Chick-fil-A. Loved is that it was teaching the kids everything is so available to us right now. And back then it wasn't. Found a dog and they couldn't put it on social media because we didn't have that then. They had to make pictures, go to dog parks and know anyone who owns this dog. And it took them a week to find the owners of the dog. It took time. But the thing is that instead of everything going on social media, they were actually talking to each other, interacting. I think that's where a lot of miscommunication, in fact, I know that's where a lot of miscommunication and arguments and the lack of interaction between people. Really easy to say what you want to say on the internet and ride with it. You're never held accountable for it. And then that's how rumors spread rather than just talking it out one-on-one. It was really fun. So if it's a rainy weekend for you or you have a day off, watch The Real World, the first one with Julie, Heather, Eric, Andre, Becky, Kevin, Norman. It really brought me back.